What is up, guys? Kryptic here, bringing you another video on how to anchor in MOG competitive or any competitive game or league play or whatever you play. So let's just really go over this, and obviously if you have a team, this is going to be really helpful if you want to become an anchor or want to become better on Slums Hardpoint. And Hardpoint, again, probably the biggest game mode. If you're good on Hardpoint, you're probably going to be good on the other game modes, in my opinion, because most people, when they have a good hardpoint game, I've seen a lot of teams have really good overall on their other game types. If you're slacking on hardpoint, you kind of sort of slack on the other game modes, because you can be really good on one game mode but stuck on the other. But hardpoint is versatile, and it really does give you a lot of experience. And if you get really amazing at hardpoint, you can pretty much become overall a better player. So let's go over Slums. Slums, one of my favorite maps ever. For Black Ops 2 at least. This is an amazing map, especially for Hardpoint. It's really fun, and CTF Slums is also a very good map. But I really do appreciate Slums for its Hardpoint game. So Slums is a very, very, very amazing map, and I will really show you on how to become a better anchor. And obviously, we go over my classes right here. What I usually use this all the time. Usually, this is for me when I want to AR slay, but this is also an anchoring class, obviously. And this is obviously mainly for AR slaying, but this is a very safe class, so I stay off the concussions and EMPs and flak jackets from the nades or any explosions. It really protects me. So this is a big class. This M8 class is really big for just being in a very safe zone. So let's go over anchoring on Slums Hardpoint. And hopefully you guys will really appreciate these tips, and because they were very helpful. And I didn't realize them until I actually learned them myself. You guys are really going to be in for a treat, because this is really going to help a lot of the anchors out there. And obviously I'm not the best anchor at all, but I know I have quite a bit of experience on how to play as an anchor. I feel like it can help a lot of you guys out. So right now we would call this bad side, especially for Hardpoint. This is pretty bad side because the other team usually can get in very quickly and just set up extremely well. So usually what I do, obviously what I do is a very, very, very simple thing. Do not obviously rush here. It's really just a suicide attempt. Most people won't recommend this spot right here. I sometimes just go in there and challenge, because there's usually a guy right there. But if I pick him off, I usually check this corner right here, because there's always going to be some dude right here or here. Especially on that statue, it's going to be very annoying. Take out that player. If you can take him out, then there's usually almost every single good team has not an anchor, but an OBJ. Lined up right there on the ground, right over there. I see most teams doing that. That's usually the most common thing, and you really want to just settle that on yourself on how your reaction times. But this is the main anchoring spot for this side. You can really just anchor extremely well here. Usually you can go over this little head spawn. Depending if you're right here, you can anchor right here and get the other player's pretty bad spawn, in my opinion, especially if you spawn all the way in the back by a fountain. That's pretty bad spawn. So that gives them less time for them to move on to the next spawn. So if you can pick them out really easy from there, and you're anchoring very well from here. This is the brick side, obviously. You can also anchor from blue and just, let me show you. Go over this very quickly. You can go right here, easily pick off many of the players. Very easily. It's very good too. Very effective spot. Alright, so usually I rotate about 15 to 20 seconds. And moving on here, go to this anchor spot right here. This is what every single anchor obviously should know. This is one of the most main anchor spots right here, and they should know this. I usually just sort of teabag this golden tables or whatever, and you really just get easy picks here. And if I'm getting challenged really hard, I usually just throw a sentry right here, and I usually just move on to this corner, go in the dumpster and watch that side from right here. But yeah, and obviously if someone's challenging in the hard point, I'll go on these dumpsters and just challenge them right there. This is the other spot, obviously. So we're going to be going over in the next spot. And seriously, if you can get this spot for anchor, your team will be absolutely good. That's what I mean. Because if you can get this spot down, this spot pretty much, if you can anchor and hold it down, just predicts 2 hard points, which is absolutely amazing. 160 points. You're pretty much, if you can anchor well on here and just stay on here, the anchor obviously will try to challenge you and just take this spot right here and found. This is the biggest spot in this whole map for Hardpoint. So if you can keep this spot, I'm usually just watching here, just watch flanks from anchor. But yeah, this is a huge spot, and if you can anchor here really well, so your team can really easily. Usually AR slayers line up there or behind there. But yeah, so this anchoring spot right here predicts these 2 hard points, and I mean that is pretty big. And if you can get this down, that will really just be the big game changer. Now, obviously, when I'm right here, I'm going to be usually lined up right here, obviously, same spot, and usually just watching that side. But obviously, I'm going to have to watch my flanks from there. So it's just pretty much the same, this change of hardpoint, but then they switch their spawn sort of. And they're usually going to be coming from there, but you have to watch your flanks from your anchor, because if the hardpoint was right there on Scrapyard, the anchor would try to just flank you from right here. So it sort of changes up. So it's sort of, in a way I can call it mind games, but not really. So pretty much, again, watching your anchor spot, watching your spot right here, and watching your team's flanks is pretty much big, because usually a lot of people like to go from grave, smoke it right there, pop a smoke, you know. And usually a lot of people like to challenge you from there, like go towards Scrapyard, the dumpster right there. Usually a lot of people go towards there and try to challenge the anchor. So yeah. So this was a very quick tip and tricks video, I know, guys, but I will try to show you some more things, I guess I can say, going through the other maps. So this is, again, a very simple map, really just 4 hardpoint spots, and if you can hold those down, if your anchor can hold it down, if you're thinking about becoming anchor, then your team's going to be in for a very, if you have a strong anchor, to me, that predicts sort of a strong team. Even if your OBJs or Slayers are like not the best, they're okay. If your anchor is amazing, then you get good spawn, then you usually have a very good advantage over the team. So yeah, that pretty much concludes this wrap up on this tips and tricks video on, obviously, Slums. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Hopefully it helps some of you amateurs out, who guys want to get into competitive and really want to try out some new stuff. But truly, guys, I hope you guys enjoy this video, and peace out, guys.